Greetings and salutations, everyone. Today I am doing a D&D like campaign that Mr. T over here has been running, or started rather, over on his channel first. I am playing as a ogre known as Buhd, a pirate who has a bit of a memory problem. And he is joined by some fellow others on this adventurous thingy. Within the Booty Bay, they are after a specific artifact that they're all intrigued by, and let's just go on from there with some other folks who are joined by us.
Hello, my name is DoomGoblin and I'm playing a Dwarven pirate, Captain Bladebeard, and he also has a problem, but not a memory problem. He has a alcohol problem.
Don't we all?
Yeah. That's about it.
And well, I'm Sir Thompshire. I'm playing a human sellsword called Benjamin Aaran. He also has a problem, but it's neither alcohol nor memory. It's just that he has some issues with a few goblins, but aside from that, just like everyone, he's after the artifact.
We all have problems.
And he also makes for a very pretty blood elf. If I dare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was his name? Twinkle. Exactly. Yes. Fantastic.
Yes, my name is Teeironor, and I am the DM for this entire campaign. Now, last time what happened was rumors were going abuzz about this mysterious artifact that someone is trying to sell at the Booty Bay auction house. There's rumors that it might have caused some sort of disaster in the middle of Strangleform, but again, there is just rumors. People are not really sure what's going on, but everyone is intrigued. Last time, the mysterious Blood Oath came in and was quite brutally accosted by an Archmage of the Teeironor who thought he had something to do with the artifact. He doesn't, but the Archmage didn't know any better. And also, our two friends, the Ogre First Mate and the Dwarven Captain, well, rather the Dwarven Captain agreed to be bodyguards for the auction for a very, very low rate. And then, the mysterious Blood Oath, aka a human, offered to employ the Ogre First Mate and the Dwarven Captain and give them a share of the reward he would be receiving. But then, the Dwarven Captain and the Ogre First Mate reached a meeting place with the Blackwater Raiders officials, including Baron Revelgast, Fleetmaster Seahorn, etc., who asked them to bring the person selling the artifact and the artifact itself to them, and in exchange, they would then help with their own personal goals, because our Dwarven Captain is a mighty Dwarven pirate captain, but he has no ship and no crew. It's very sad, really.
Yeah.
Except for Buhd.
Yes, except for Buhd, his loyal first mate. And the very last thing that happened when we left off was that the Dwarven Captain and the Ogre First Mate were in the meeting with the Blackwater Raiders officials, and I think we should start over there. The meeting was pretty much just coming to an end. Everyone was saying their goodbyes. As I said, the Blackwater Raiders leaders asked our Dwarven Captain and the Ogre First Mate to bring the artifact and or the person selling it to them. Now, I'd like to begin the scene by having another NPC run up into the meeting. This is the same guy who asked Buhd earlier to get the Bladebeard to, because the Baron summoned them. So basically this goblin is going to run in and yell, "Boss! Baron! There's trolls! There's a bunch of Gurbashi trolls at the entrance of Booty Bay!" Gurbashi trolls? Both Bladebeard and Buhd, you guys would know that Booty Bay and the Gurbashi don't get along. In fact, Booty Bay was built on a piece of land stolen from the Gurbashi. But it's unusual that they would just be at the gate and not like assaulting the place. Do you say anything?
Nope.
Buhd really has nothing to say but pick his nose.
Well, the Baron's gonna say, well, what do they want? They want to speak with you. They said something about the artifact. The Baron's gonna groan. Alright, alright. Bladebeard, can you check up on this troll business? I'll give you an advance on the ship we were talking about.
Yeah, okay.
This goblin is gonna look at you and say, they look pretty pissed. Make sure you bring your weapons, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
But always no cannon.
Sorry,
Yep,
what?
we are ready.
Bub always have cannon.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you guys leave the scene, or what do you do?
Yeah, we go back to the main area of the tavern.
You go back to the tavern. I should mention that the blood oath you just agreed to work with said that he would be waiting for you outside the tavern. Do you go
Yeah,
to him, or?
I'm planning to find him.
Okay, let me just replace the backgrounds real quick and all that GMing stuff. La-di-da. Now, Mysterious Blood Oath, I would like to offer you a compel. We're starting this round off pretty strongly, I have to say.
Fantastic, as always.
Yes.
Always the victim.
And I would like to compel your bounty on his head aspect. And say that you've had a very long, like 30 minutes, however long it's been. You're feeling tired, you're not really in the mood to like keep track of your surroundings. And you like accidentally rest up next to a wanted poster of you. And I will remind you that your blood of disguise looks fairly similar to you. You have the same facial hair. Do you take this compel?
Well, I'll take it, I guess.
Alright, here's another fate point. You have a lot of them.
I feel they'll be useful with the trolls, so I'll take it.
Yeah, if it comes to a fight of some sort, it may very well be useful. Alright. So, Bladebeard and First Mate Buhd, nothing really happens in the tavern unless you guys decide to stop there.
Yeah, I would also like to keep an eye on the mage woman. What is she doing?
Presently, she is talking with the innkeeper. You can't really figure out what she's talking about unless you want to like specifically investigate and get closer.
No, I'm just, keeping an eye on her, and I leave.
Buhd, what do you do?
Bub says, "Why, pretty woman, bye," and then leaves with Bladebeard promptly afterwards.
How loudly do you say that? It is a crowded tavern, but I'm worried that she might
I
hear
mean,
you.
Bub is a pretty loud ogre.
Also, she's not the only lady here, so...
That's true, that's true.
True.
I guess some Draenei lady is going to turn her head to you and like give you a very disturbed look. Do you do anything to that?
Bub just gives a goofy ass grin.
Okay.
I already ship it, so...
I haven't even made an NPC of that Draenei woman, but alright, I'll keep it in mind. Alright. Unless something else happens, the Draenei woman has a scared look on her face, but she's going to look back towards her drink, and her, I'm gonna say, gnome partner tries to like give you an ugly look.
You're tiny man sad.
Come on, Buhd. We will have time for ladies later.
I'll never have time for ladies.
Yeah, once we are rich again, then we will have time for ladies.
You say that all the time.
Do you guys exit the tavern?
No, we Bladebeard leaves and tries to
Bub's
find
following Bladebeard, obviously.
I find our blood elf friend.
Yeah, both you, Bladebeard, and Bud notice that this blood elf is sitting right next to a wanted poster of a human who looks a lot like him, with the same facial hair, at the very least, the same look in his eyes.
In the previous session, did they hear the whole human thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard it.
So what do you guys do?
Oh, Twinkles! Over here.
Oh, what took you so long?
We were at some meeting, nothing special. Oh yeah, trolls are attacking the city, so
I wouldn't say
Oh,
attacking, they're at the gates. So to
yeah, trolls
That's-
are attacking the city.
That sounds lovely.
So we are going to see what's that about.
I have a question for Mr. Twinkles. How large would the bounty on your head be?
I'd say it wouldn't be too large. It's like I just had a contract and it didn't really end well, so it's just more of a small grudge, I'd assume.
Alright, like say 50 to 100 gold, something like that?
Yeah, I guess that would be fair.
Okay. Does this influence Bladebeard's and Bud's behavior somewhat? This price tag?
Oh look, that guy kinda looks like you, but he's a human, so yeah, obviously not you.
What
Maybe you're
Captain
like-
talking about?
Well, he does look kind of handsome, I must say.
Maybe you're like a lost relative or something.
Who knows?
Twinkles.
Alright, let's meet some trolls.
Well, it's not like I've got anything better to do, so let's go.
Yeah, we should go to the auction at 6 p.m. if I remember correctly, right?
Which would be about 4 hours from now, yeah?
So I
Alright.
guess we got time for that. So.
We have time for the troll invasion. Let's go.
Right, do all of you start going towards the entrance?
Yeah, I follow a bit behind because trolls don't really like blood elves. So.
They are Gurubashi trolls, to be fair. They,
Oh, right, okay, so it's fine.
well, yeah. I would like you, Mr. Blood Elf, to roll me a careful check. It will be difficulty 2. And if you make it, I'll warn you of something.
I think I just forgot the command.
Yeah, you type /roll space 4df plus your careful. In this case, it will be +2, if I remember correctly.
Okay, then.
Okay, you don't notice it. All of a sudden, a big boom of magical energy sort of appears right in front of you and knocks you on your feet, makes you fly say 2 meters backwards, 6 feet backwards, something like that. And to everyone in the vicinity, it looks like some kind of purple thingy has just appeared in the middle of the street, and not like the mysterious blood oath and a few of the other street goers a few meters off. Do you guys react to it immediately?
What? What's going on?
Bub would turn around and go,
Twinkles go fly.
Oh my god.
Do I see who cast the spell or?
No, you see sort of like a hole, for a lack of a better term, opening up, and you can sort of see through it some starry purple landscape, and all of a sudden, through that sort of tear in reality, comes, let me just find him, this lovely gentleman. And then he is followed by two of these lovely, gentle beings. You can't really tell if they're men or women. And
Mummies.
what do? You have a bit of time to react before they do or say anything.
I'm just going to draw my swords. I knew this day would come. The mummies are attacking us.
Mr. Blood Elf, do you do anything?
I try to get up as quickly as I can, and I also unsheathe my sword.
I should mention, as a sort of condition to your orb of deception, Mr. Blood Elf, using magic would dispel it. Just so you know.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Everyone on the street is up in a panic. Many of them are running away. A few, let me just add them in. A bruiser or two are standing their ground, but they're looking pretty scared. And this gentleman in the middle will say, "Oh, how fascinating! How fascinating! Greetings, everyone. Is this where the sale for the Titan artifact is going to take place? You there, Mr. I think your kind are called humans, right?" He's referring to you, Mr. Blood Elf. "Can you please point me in the direction of where the auction is going to take place?"
Human? I think you're a bit mistaken.
Oh, perhaps all of you Zaroffians look sort of the same to me. No offense, obviously. It's just, Go ahead.
No offense taken, I guess, but the auction house should be following these stairs, and you'll be there, I guess. It's still a few hours till the auction.
Oh, a few hours, really. Oh, thank you for the information. I'm sorry if my question seemed a bit brusque. I just sensed a few traces of arcane magic around you, and I presume that you were somehow related to this auction of yours. At this point, I would like this guy to do a careful check to see if he notices something, and I'm going to roll someone sneaky. Things are going crazy already. Yeah, he definitely would not notice. Okay. He's going to say, "Very interesting. Could any of you kind folks please point us into the direction of this auction house you said it was called? Everyone else on the streets is pretty much running off. There's only this one bruiser who's holding his weapon very terrified, but he's too terrified to run away, but he's prepared to attack if need be. So he's sort of directing the question at the mysterious blood elf and the ogre and the dwarf."
So, relaxing a bit, I kind of sheath my sword again and look at Bladebeard, since he has a better understanding of the layout of Buhd Bay.
What the hell are you?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. How rude of me. My name is Nexus Lord Teeironor, and I am a representative of the Ephemeral. We are very much interested in acquiring this Titan artifact that we have heard about. We have quite a few items that would be that you Zaroffians would not really have easy access to, and we are prepared to trade them in exchange for this artifact.
Zarothians? So you're not from here, huh? Not from our world.
Well, yeah, I suppose you could say that, yes.
Are you from Draenor?
Well, we've been to Draenor. I guess you could say that.
Have you ever met this guy? And I point towards Buhd.
Oh,
You remember him?
oh, your kind is called an ogre, are you not?
Ogre, Bub.
Right. And I see you have, Those tattoos, they are a warlord's tattoos, but I'm not really certain. Quite fascinating. What tribe do you lead?
But no.
Oh, interesting, interesting. Very interesting. But I have a question more for both the player Skoll and Buhd the character. Do you guys know how you lost, how Buhd lost his memories? If it's something magical, maybe this guy will do a careful check to like take a look at it.
So Buhd lost his memory in Ephemeral. He was outcasted by his fellow ogres, and they did something that left him with amnesia, like hitting him with a club or something of that sort. So it is very much a physical damage done to him.
Okay, okay.
Is that related to your horn being broken or not?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, okay. Well then, this ethereal guy is going to say, interesting, interesting. Your case is quite unusual. I don't think I've quite heard of one like yours. But it is very interesting. If you ever do regain your memories, I would be very interested in hearing how you lost them. Such techniques might be useful, I should say. At this point, this bruiser, very much terrified, is gonna yell, "Get away from here, you strange freaks!" And he's going to rush headlong at this ethereal. Do you guys do anything?
I kind of sit back watching it, so seeing what happens.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let me just check the... Oh, they have the same quickness, so I'm going to roll this fellow's forceful. Oh. And yeah, the bruiser actually manages to reach him somehow, I presume is the surprise, and actually land a very solid hit on him. The two guards that are next to him are while they were very much startled, they are now turning their attention full on to this bruiser. Do you guys still do nothing?
Oi, you goblin, stop. I think that they mean no harm. They came for the mysterious action, like everyone.
What do you mean they mean no harm? They just pop up right in the middle of the street? At this point,
Yeah.
the two guards are going to sort of roll their own attacks on the bruiser. Let's see if anything goes through. And the bruiser will see if he can defend. And wow, the bruiser has a lot of defense. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting that this bruiser would be annihilated right away. But somehow, these two guards sort of launch magical bolts at him. And the bruiser somehow dodges them all. The magical bolts sort of go off in random directions, and one starts lighting a building on fire. The ethereal in the middle is going to say, "Oh, I did not realize that Zaroffians were all this rude." And he's going to start preparing a spell. Do you guys do anything?
And I like convince them to stop fighting. Like, oi, Nexus guy, whatever your name was. I don't know how you deal with such things on Draenor, but here it's kinda rude to attack people, you know.
Well, you should say this to this little tiny orc? Question? Anyway.
A goblin. He's a goblin.
If you say so, if you say so.
Orcs are from Draenor. You should probably know about them.
He launches a magical bolt at the goblin. Let's see if the goblin can defend himself. And he can. somehow.
Well, this guy
Yeah,
deserves a promotion.
Yeah, this guy is
Yeah.
the luckiest bruiser I've ever seen. The bruiser is gonna turn to Bladebeard and Buhd and say, Bladebeard, Buhd, help me! Call more bruisers! Call more bruisers! We need to get rid of these freaks! And he's going to attack the Nexus Lord. Jesus.
I'm just waiting for him to kill the Nexus Lord.
It's honestly not impossible. Let's see if the Nexus Lord can defend himself. Yeah, he can't defend himself this time. The Nexus Lord puts up a magical shield that blocks up the Bruiser's mace. I'm going to title this episode "The Luckiest Bruiser Ever," unless he somehow dies. All right. The Nexus Lord puts up a magical shield, and he's going to say, "Well, I did not expect our reception to be this rude, or so evasive for that matter. Quite interesting, you Zaroffians are. I think I would like to take this specimen in for studying. Unless you intervene, the two guards are going to surround the bruiser and do something to him. Do you intervene in the meantime?
I'm going to try to stop them.
Okay, how?
Like, I'm going to stab one of them.
You're going to stab one of the Ephemerals.
Yeah.
As I notice Bladebeard's intent, I start slowly walking away from them.
That might be a good idea. Now, Bladebeard, what's your quick stat?
Quick, just a moment. My quick is +1.
Okay, now, until now I've been doing stuff sort of out of initiative because all of these NPCs have the same quick stat, but your quick stat is lower than them. So, in that case, unless someone with a bigger quick stat decides to intervene, the Ephemerals will go first, and then you, Bladebeard, alright?
Okay.
Okay, as I said, the Ephemerals are going to do something to the Bruiser, both of them at the same time. And let's see if the Bruiser can defend himself. The Bruiser cannot defend himself this time. And with 2 hits, he is knocked out of the fight. Bladebeard and Buhd and a Mysterious Blood Oath, you see sort of magical chains surround the Bruiser very suddenly. The Bruiser turns into the direction of Bladebeard and says, "Help! Help!" And he is suddenly frozen in what seems like purple ice to you, like a crystal that is purple. And he is suddenly in it with a terrified expression on his face. The Nexus Lord would say, "Most intriguing. Oh, as I mentioned, we would like to take this one for study. He is quite an interesting specimen. I've never quite seen someone dodge arcane bolts so effectively." It's Bladebeard's turn. If
you can't take him for free. You can
that's smart. That's smart.
you can buy him from me if you want.
I suppose that is fair. However, this tiny orc attacked me, so I would like to ask for a discount. Now, I would like to offer you, I think 2 Zaroffian Crystals is more than fair.
Oh, what? What's he offering me?
Zaroffian Crystals, he said.
What do they look like?
You say that in character?
No, I'm just... does he show them or
he just says it. If you ask him in character, he might show you.
How much is that in Azerothian gold?
Oh, right, I forgot that you Azerothians put so much value in base metal. How odd. Well, I think it would be 20,000 gold, I think.
Ooh, do I trust him?
Or maybe it was 20,000 copper. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's
How should I say? How should I say this, Bladebeard? In regards to your question, this is out of character. He does not seem to be lying to you. He seems like an honest-ish merchant, but rather he seems that he does not understand the value of Zaroffian money.
all right. Give me the crystals.
Most interesting. He holds out his palm, and you see in his palm two small crystals. They are sort of like the size of like my thumb, my human thumb, each. They are green. Have you ever had any encounters before with fell magic?
I fought orcs. That's about it.
Then perhaps this would be sort of familiar. It looks kind of like the skin tone of some orcs and maybe some of the spells that some of the orc warlocks would like throw out, but that's a very loose connection indeed. So he holds out this crystal, sort of like expecting you to take them. The guards back up from you, so you're free to take them.
Yeah, I take the crystals.
All right. In this case, I'm going to write an aspect here that you have 2 Zaroffian Crystals. And these are going to be aspects that you will have the ability to invoke if you somehow think that they will provide an advantage to you. Let me just put it in place. Yeah. Yeah. You have 2 Zaroffian Crystals. Now, you have never heard of this before. They seem magical in nature. Once you touch them, they seem to kind of burn your hands slightly. They're very hot to the touch. You're not really sure how or why. They seem magical. They probably are magical. They sort of remind you of like the orcs of the Second War. What do you do?
I just take them. Yeah, thank you. The small orc is yours.
Thank you as well. And you see this person conjure up another portal, because that was what it was, a portal. And suddenly the bruiser vanishes. I honestly did not think that this would end in a kidnapping. I thought that the bruiser would just die, but alright. Yeah. So, the Nexus Lord is going to turn to you and say, "Thank you very much for your business. I believe you were going to tell us where this auction house is to be found?"
Yeah, it's right there. I point towards the auction house.
Thank you very much.
Also, an advice. You'll probably want to, get your hands on some real money if you want to, buy something from the auction. Actual gold coins.
When you say real money, he sort of cocks his head at you, sort of like, "I'm a Nexus Lord, I have plenty of money, what are you talking about?" But then when you say gold, if he had an expression, he would frown. And even though he does not have an expression, you can sort of see that he is frowning. And he says, "You might be right. Do you have an exchange place in this town? Is it a town?"
Yeah, kind of a town. And I believe we do. You can check there. I point toward the Booty Bay Bank. Do we have a bank?
You don't have a bank, but you do. Well, usually the auction house would also serve as sort of exchange.
Yeah,
and there's also
just go to the auction house. I bet you will be able to change some currency there.
Thank you very much. Mysterious Blood Elf, are you still on the scene?
Noticing that the violence is gone, I reapproach the group and turn to Bladebeard and say, "You actually got money out of that. Congratulations."
Thank you, Twinkles.
Could I check those crystals?
I give him one.
Can I invoke my adept in the arcane arts to try to figure out what the crystal is?
Well, it's not about invoking it. First, I'd like you to do a careful roll, and if you feel the roll is insufficient, you would then invoke the aspect. For these things, I'd like to say it will be a difficulty 4. You've never seen this type of thing before. You can detect the traces of magic, but you have to go a bit further. So roll your careful, and if you get 4 or above, we can talk. Okay, you got a 3. You can spend one of your fate points to invoke that, and that will give you a 4.
I guess I'll pass on that.
Okay, you're not that curious. Okay.
What about you, Bud? Does this look like something you've seen before? Maybe it's from your homeworld.
But no. But head hurt.
Alright.
At this
But
point,
Bud's been kind of just standing there aimlessly. A scary thing is he was thinking because of what the ethereal just said to him earlier this whole time. So he's kind of been frozen for a bit.
Yeah. They mentioned you have some kind of warlord tattoos. That's
But
kind of cool.
no. Things so good, but confused.
Yeah. Who isn't? So let's check on some trolls, right?
well, before that happens, as these gentlemen turn to leave, one well-known individual also shows up, quite possibly attracted by a sudden explosion of a bunch of arcane magic, and
Look, Bud, you're a girl.
Pretty.
I face-palm quite violently.
she runs to the scene, sees the three ethereals. The three ethereals look at her and say, "Good day, madam. You are also adept in the arcane arts, like this. Was it a night elf? This gentleman right over there. I presume that you two know each other." She's going to look at you, Twinkles, and sort of her eyes go wide.
I try my best not to look her in the eyes.
The ethereal sort of looks between you and says, interesting. Well, we shall be off. Thank you once again for your business. And they turn to leave unless someone stops them. The Archmage is not going to stop them.
Yeah, I won't stop them either.
Okay, so they leave, and the Archmage looks at you. She has a very confused look on her face. She starts walking towards you. She does not have like that stern face from before. She more seems confused and bewildered. Do you let her approach you? The collective view.
I reluctantly let her approach.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it seems that you have a habit of attracting my attention. What was all that about?
Well, it was just a kind of pompous asshole that just came about and wanted the artifact as well, so...
She was going to give you a strange look. And then She looks at the rest of your party. What's the look on Bud's face? She would notice him first because Bud is the biggest.
About her approaching them?
Just the look on your face in general at this very moment, let's say.
He's got a big old dumb grin on his face again because she's here.
She gives you a frown, and then she turns towards Bladebeard, and she sort of narrows her eyes, and I'm going to have her roll a careful check.
Shit.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
Oh my god.
She does not notice, alright. She looks at you a bit oddly, but sort of shakes her head and says, well, you certainly have a knack of walking into trouble, I suppose. Are these your companions?
You two know each other?
Who are you asking?
Twinkles and the woman.
Unfortunately, we do.
Yes, unfortunately. But maybe not so unfortunately. You said you were working with a noble, right?
I did, yes.
Yes, with me.
Her eyes sort of widen a little bit. I did not realize you were with a noble of Ironforge. She has sort of a questioning look on her face.
Well, it's news to me as well, apparently.
She seems incredibly confused at this turn of events.
I am incredibly confused as well.
She says, well, I suppose I will see you at the auction then. And she sort of turns to walk away. Do you guys let her walk away?
I just sigh.
Bud waves his hand goodbye and says, "Bye, pretty lady."
She's going to stop, turn, and say, if you call me pretty lady one more time, the last thing you are going to see is a frostbolt in your eye.
Decent lady.
She frowns once again, not in like the disgusted manner of before, but she's not very happy, but she turns to leave once again. Again, unless someone stops her.
Nope.
Me no know you were a noble, Captain.
Well, I'm captain. That's a noble title, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Guess so.
All right.
So, are we going to, visit some trolls or something?
Could you repeat that? I didn't hear it.
Are we going to go check up on some trolls at the gates?
Well, as long as I'm far away from that woman, that's fine by me.
Alright, let's go.
All right. The the three of you go to check up on some trolls. Bladebeard has magical crystals from an alien planet that are probably filled with fel energy. He sort of does not realize that, but that's up to him. And you go through the entrance tunnel, and well, let me just get rid of the background, add the new background. Okay. As you go through the entrance tunnel, one of the bruisers says, it looks pretty bad out there. And do you exit the tunnel?
Can we see what's happening?
You're still in the tunnel.
outside?
You're sort of in the middle of the tunnel, and the bruisers are. One bruiser met you and said it's pretty bad out there. He starts walking back towards the exit.
What's going on?
This troll priestess lady showed up. Says she wants something to do with the artifact and our Baron. I'm not really sure. I sent. I forgot that goblin's name. I sent random goblin number 14 to tell the Baron. I guess the Baron sent you guys?
Yeah.
He's going to look at the party. He recognizes you, Bladebeard. He recognizes Buhd, and he looks at the mysterious Buhd and says, "Who's this guy?"
Just some guy. Why do you care?
You're right. And he's going to keep going. Now, as you reach the exit, you see about 8 or so troll warriors outside. They are not like prepared for battle or anything. They are just hanging out outside. And you see this lady in the middle. Now, I would like, before anything else happens, I would like Mr. Bladebeard to do a careful check, difficulty 2.
Careful. That's
Yeah.
+2, right?
In your case, yeah. Yeah, you notice that this lady looks a lot like another troll lady you know. You recognize the same nose, the same tusks, the same hair color. Not the same hairstyle though. The clothing is also a bit different.
But it's her.
You said to Buhd that it's her, right?
No, I'm asking you.
No, no, I don't think you would think it's her. I think she looks strikingly similar to her, but it doesn't quite look like her.
Am I supposed to know who her is?
Probably
No.
not.
Or is it
Probably
okay.
not.
Okay.
It's something related to Bladebeard's backstory.
Okay.
Yeah, we step out of the cave.
And also, I think Buhd can do this check as well. Let me see if Buhd also realizes. So, Buhd, can you also do a careful roll?
Yeah, hold on.
Also difficulty 2. No, you do not realize. You see a troll lady with pink hair. As you sort of come out into the scene, this troll lady will sort of look at you because you look like a more unusual bunch than the 3 or 4 bruisers that are guarding the entrance to Buhd Bay. And she says, "Are you the ones the Baron been sending to negotiate?" Alright, here's the deal. You people have an artifact of ours, and we want it back.
You call dibs?
What did Buhd say?
Yes, he's asking if they called dibs.
Oh, the troll lady will look at you quizzically. She does not understand what you're saying. Is this one mocking me?
Or no mock?
She sort of looks at the dwarf and the blood elf. Do you have something more competent to say?
I kind of nudge Bladebeard and whisper to him, didn't the mummy guy mention it was a Titan artifact?
Yeah. Troll witch. Can you be more specific?
She seems
What's this? How does this
offended.
artifact look like?
She seems a bit offended at that. She is going to say, she's going to sort of look quizzically at you. What do you mean? It'll be the artifact one of your people stole from us 5 weeks ago. I heard from my scouts that he went into this town of yours.
Well, maybe you heard wrong.
She is going to sort of deflate a little and say, alright, we can play nice. We can play your way, goblin lover. She motions to one of her trolls. And
I kind of chuckle a bit about that remark.
she motions to one of her trolls, and that troll is carrying a sack. And she says, show him, and the troll approaches with the sack. Do you let him approach? The bruiser sort of tense up, but await your decision.
I approach.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
The,
Approach, troll.
the troll looks a bit offended, but he walks up to you and hands you this sack, and then walks back. The sack is not like tied or anything. You are free to open it. It's a bit heavy, but you're a dwarf. You're stronger than the average bear, so to say, and you can lift it, but it's a bit heavy. It feels like there's multiple objects in it.
Can I look inside?
You most certainly can. Inside, as you open the bag, an incredibly foul stench overwhelms your nostrils. And as you look inside, you see about, well, I don't think you would have an estimate, but a bunch of decapitated heads, all of them inscribed with the mark of the Bloodsail Buccaneers. At this point, Mr. DoomGoblin, if this were classic D&D, I would have you roll a constitution check to see if you could withstand the smell. I'm not sure what the equivalent is in Fate Accelerated. Careful, maybe? Roll a careful, a difficulty, let's say 2, that you can sort of hold your own on after smelling this suddenly. Yeah, you, unless you want to spend a fate point, you feel the urge to vomit and you drop the sack.
I drop the sack and I vomit a bit. Ugh. Ugh. What the hell, woman?
She looks confused at first, and when you say that, she looks a bit offended and says, I brought you the heads of your enemies. I think this is a gesture enough of our goodwill. You know, I could have just asked my warriors to attack already. I brought you the heads of your enemies. Now, are you willing to negotiate with us?
Alright, so,
You're still wiping off the vomit off of your beard, I guess.
yeah. Alright, yeah. Those are our enemies. Thank you for bringing me their heads.
Would Buhd or the Blood Oath notice this, what was in the sack?
Dude, I mean,
did the heads roll out of the bag or not?
Yeah.
I would say, the way he was holding, and there's like a slope here, they wouldn't have rolled out of the sack. Unless you like peered over Bladebeard's shoulders, you wouldn't see what was in the sack. You would smell a stench, and you can see Bladebeard's reaction, but until the moment he says heads, you would not know what's in the sack.
Alright, what do you want? You want to get into the town, or?
I want you and my escort to take me to your baron, and then we can negotiate there. This artifact belongs to our tribe. It has belonged to our tribe for 30 years at least. One of your goblins took it from us. She sort of says that with the implication of, you kind of owe me, I also killed your enemies, do what I say.
Well, if he took it from you, it no longer belongs to you, right?
She looks very...
But alright. No need for violence.
I should mention this, Bladebeard, since you're apparently the chief negotiator. Gurbashi trolls are normally not allowed in Booty Bay because they kill people, they eat people, and you took this land from them. And she's asking you to let her in, this sort of troll with looking lady that seems to have some sort of magic, as well as her escort of 8 warriors. that's not something very easy.
Yeah, how about you leave your weapons outside and only two of your friends can come with you.
Let's turn this into sort of a negotiating competition. She's going to roll her careful, and I would also like you to roll your careful, and whoever gets higher gets more so of their way. I'm not saying that if, for example, she wins, her entire escort comes in, but rather more of her escort. If that makes sense.
Everything is careful.
Yeah, once we get to... So she wins by a
One.
slight amount. Alright, sort of the agreement that you've come up with so far is that you would allow her plus like 4 of her warriors, and 2 of them are allowed to keep their weapons but hidden into the town. Is this acceptable to you?
Yeah,
They're practically naked. How do they hide their weapons?
in their hair.
You don't want to know. What can I say?
Okay.
All right.
And don't make any trouble. Just follow me.
All right. The bruisers will look at you like, "Are you serious? Is this what's happening right now?" They are outnumbered by everything, so they're not going to oppose you. But you get like a Booty Bay bruiser will remember that message.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go inside.
Lead the way, goblin lover. All right.
Stop calling me that.
Let me just let me just change the scenery once again. You also have the option to like take the one of the bruisers or more of them with you if you feel like you need the bodyguards or something.
No. I mean, few of them are in the cave, right?
Well, there's 3 of them. All 3 of them are at the entrance. The one that was in the cave met you and like escorted you to the entrance to, hey, deal with these trolls, please. They are very, very scary. All right.
I trust the trolls.
Okay.
You know, they gave me heads.
You were one letter away from a disaster.
All right.
Alright.
As we go-
So don't call me goblin lover.
all right,
I'm,
Shorty, lead the
Captain.
way.
Captain. That's how you will be calling me. Alright.
She sort of scoffs at you and sort of walks past you and sort of like gives you a bump as she goes past.
And what's your name?
My name be High Priestess Hekala. I'm going to write that in chat in case someone decides to call her by her name.
Yeah. Akala.
Yes, and she starts walking forward.
Akala.
You
Do you
notice
have like a sister or mother that's also a troll?
she stops. She was sort of walking ahead of you, despite the fact that you told her that she would have to follow you. She stops when you say that. She turns her head to you very quizzically, then very, very weirded out. Her troll warrior escorts seem also weirded out, and one of them pulls out their weapon. And she said,
I met a troll woman that looks kinda like you. Just asking.
the other troll escort is also going to pull out his weapon, and the 2 unarmed trolls are going to stare angrily at you and sort of surround you unless someone does something. She's going to sort of approach you and kneel in front of you. Again, unless someone stops this interaction.
And like, Buhd, are you like flanking me?
Yeah, Bud's right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, these troll warriors don't really care. They surrounded both of you. Where's the mysterious blood oath?
I'm kind of a bit back, kind of watching the situation, see how it's playing out. I would rather not involve myself in a bit of fighting.
All right. This troll lady is going to kneel down at you and say, "What do you know, Zugaga?"
Oh, so you do know her. Is she, sister?
Was my sister. She betrayed us. I will speak no more of her.
That's something we have in common. She betrayed me as well.
She sort of looks at you and says, "Well, that will not surprise me. You are a goblin lover. Of course, you are easy to betray." And she will start getting up, unless you stop her.
Do you know where she is these days?
Last time I saw her was 10 years ago or so. We sent her on one of our boats to live in an isolated island after she did what she did.
And what's that?
I do not see how this is any of your business, goblin lover.
Well, it is my business. He stole my ship. Big crew.
She sort of laughs at you and says, "Do you think the affairs of the lower are comparable to a sheep?"
Did you call me a sheep?
No, she. Did you mishear me, DoomGoblin, or did the character mishear me?
Sheep. Yeah, sheep. Well. Oh. All right. Let's meet with the Baron.
She sort of scoffs at you and says, and looks at her warriors and says, "Do not worry with him. She be just another fool. He be just another fool, rather." And they unsheath their weapons. And you continue on. She is still leading the way, despite the fact that you said you would be leading the way.
I'm going to try to catch up with her.
That's not hard. I'm not sure she would let you walk in front of her unless you like say something to her or something.
I'm just going to try to I don't know, run in front of her until she lets me be the first.
Yeah, she is just going to sort of chuckle at you and play along. After all, you did agree to this. She was just sort of testing your boundaries. What do Buhd and the mysterious blood oath do?
Bud's just walking behind, trying to catch up with his captain, honestly.
Alright.
Again, I try walking a bit further away, but I'm basically thinking to myself that that Bladebeard is trying a bit hard to be the bigger man, even though he's a small man, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what Bladebeard is trying to do.
He's just
Alright,
overcompensating.
follow me.
Alright. As you sort of spill out into the streets of Buhd Bay, everyone gives you a wide berth. Well, everyone that is local. The sort of foreigners that came in don't care as much, but when they see that everyone sort of like looks wide-eyed at you, like what the hell is going on, they're also going to back away from you. The streets are very much clear in your presence. The trolls seem kind of indifferent to what's happening. You sort of hear whispers from the crowd of, "What the hell is Bladebeard doing?"
Alright, nothing to see here. Everybody, continue.
What's
your
with the
business.
trolls? What's with the trolls?
They are just visiting.
I guess that's one way to put it.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
All right.
I kind of try to get to the Baron faster.
The trolls do not match your speed. They keep their own pace. They sort of seem happy to intimidate the people of Buhd Bay like this. They're not hostile. They're just like, haha, you're feeling uncomfortable because of me. Haha, this dwarf is also feeling uncomfortable because of me. And they continue with their own pace even if you hurry up.
Alright. Come on, hurry up, hurry up.
You agree to this. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right. At this point, like 5 or so bruisers are going to show up in front of you and say, Bladebeard, what are you doing? You know, these guys aren't allowed.
Yeah. You showed up just in time. Watch these trolls. You know, come with me.
What the hell is going on, Bladebeard?
These trolls, they want to talk with the Baron. So I invited them.
They will sort of look at each other. And this priestess lady will say, "That be right, little goblins. I be here as an emissary from my tribe. And I offer this goblin lover of yours a token of our tribe's willingness to negotiate on this artifact matter." The bruisers.
Yeah, they are the enemy of our enemy. So they are our friends.
The bruiser's eyes sort of widen when you mention the artifact. One of them is gonna ask, "What's this proof that she gave you that she's our enemy of our enemies thingy?" He looks very nervous.
Well, she showed me that, she.
I killed 10 blood-sail buccaneers for your goblins. I hope that is enough to show that our intentions are, for now, peaceful.
Yeah.
Their eyes are gonna widen and they're gonna tell Bladebeard, Bladebeard, you know you're gonna get in big trouble for this, right?
I already am.
The troll lady has sort of an amused smirk on her face. From her point of view, even if this somehow turns into a fight, she relishes the opportunity, but she would rather negotiate. This is a bit tense. Is someone going to break this stalemate somehow?
I'm just going to continue walking.
All right.
If you don't want to help, move away.
I want you, Bladebeard, to roll your forceful. Before he rolls, Buhd or Mysterious Blood Elf, do you assist him in his roll? Assisting would mean that he will get a +1. And if you do assist him, how would you assist him in convincing these bruisers?
Yeah, I don't really help him since I really don't want to get more goblin attention on me.
Fair enough.
Buhd is obviously gonna help.
Yeah.
He kind of just walks over and says,
"They're good. They bring hurts. Not good an ogre."
All right. Bladebeard, please roll for me your flashy. And
Flash.
yeah, this is very much a flashy roll. And you will get a +1 to your score because Buhd is assisting you. And the
So
bruisers.
+2. I have 1 flashy and +1 because of Buhd.
Just roll your flashy and then we'll add 1 to your score, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, and the bruisers are going to roll to oppose you. Okay, you convince the bruisers. I'm debating if I want to spend one of their fate points or not. Yeah, I'm going to spend one of their on one of their fate points, which would bring this to a tie. Now, a tie means that you would get your way. Yeah, you would get your way, but something else would
But
happen.
something bad happens, right?
Yes, something bad, not directly related to this.
Maybe the orb I took from.
Well,
mage.
I dictate what happens. Sorry.
Oh, you. All right.
Do you agree to these terms, or would you like to also spend a fate point to increase your score? Your roll, rather.
Oh, let's see what happens.
All right. The bruisers look at each other and they sort of part to let this entourage pass. And as the group moves on, someone says, "The Guru Bashi killed my father!" and throws someone from the crowd throws a spear at one of the trolls. And I'm going to roll to see if the spear hits. 1d8 plus 2. The spear does not hit, which definitely helps you in diffusing the situation. So I'm going to create a temporary aspect, which basically says... So basically, if you try to diffuse the situation, you are able to use this aspect to your advantage during the roll. All right. Someone from the crowd has just thrown a spear at one of the trolls. It missed. The bruisers look horrified. The trolls look enraged. And the troll who was targeted says, "Do any of you speak Zandali?"
I don't.
Nope.
No.
He says, "Echuta gobita suta." You can interpret
That sounded kind of nasty.
Yeah, and unfortunately this troll was one of the ones who had their weapons out, and the trolls pull out their weapons. The troll lady...
No suta, no suta, no suta. We continue, no suta.
Ashuta tachaka, gobin lava.
Again with the goblin lover. Captain.
Walk. Bub's getting a little bit impatient. He's kind of angry with everybody now.
Understandable. All right. The trolls are not backing down. The troll who was attacked starts going towards the person who threw the spear at him into the crowd. Does anyone stop him? The troll lady tenses up, but she does not stop him yet. She sort of looks at Bladebeard like, well, what's gonna happen now? Do you want to fight?
I tell Akala, right?
That's her name, yeah?
I tell her, come on, let's go.
She continues to look at you. She's not the one you have to convince.
Tell your boy to move
on. I want you to roll your careful, and she's going to roll her flashy to see if you convince her to intervene. If you do not convince her, you have to find some other way to diffuse the situation. All right?
1.
Yeah, you do not convince her. She sort of looks at you, sort of half smiles and says, "How do you goblin lovers say it? The ball be in your court."
I never said that.
She sort of scoffs, half amused at you. The troll is nearing the crowd. The bruisers are starting to move in to block his way. This is starting to escalate. Do you do anything?
Bud, shoot your cannon into the sky.
Jesus Christ.
Into the sky.
Bud shoot cannon in sky.
Yes,
God.
shoot.
Bud shoot then. Bud ignites his cannon because the captain told him to ignite his cannon, so he shoots into the sky.
Skoll, please roll your careful. If it's a bad roll, the cannon shot will land in a bad place. Jesus Christ. Okay, no, eventually the cannon shot will land into the sea. It's a busy port, but thankfully there were no ships there at the very moment. Everyone sort of turns at you, even the troll. He sort of stares at Buhd and Bladebeard and the priestess with murderous intent in his eyes.
Stop being stupid.
Let's just
Shata!
Me not understand you.
yeah. Woman,
He says that man of yours threw a spear at him. So, my man wants to throw a spear at him.
we don't have time for that. Just continue moving.
I think we have time.
But maybe he was throwing his spear.
The Gorobashi killed my father! He yells again. Ashuta natata! They're not fighting yet, but
do
they're
you want
arguing.
to speak with the Baron, or do you want to, get killed?
Take spear elsewhere. That's what Bob think.
Yeah.
you-
Once you speak with the Baron, then you can throw spears at whoever you want.
Be careful what you're promising, Bladebeard.
Oh my god. Really bad. Really bad.
It's none of our business, so.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bruisers heard that Bladebeard allowed these trolls to
Oh
go
my
on a
God.
rampage after the negotiations are over. They might very well take him up on that offer. Unless someone says anything else, the Bruisers are going to stare horrified at Bladebeard.
I'm just enjoying this situation way too much from far away.
Throw spears outside of town.
The troll,
Not here.
the troll lady will look at you, look at Buhd, and sort of says, very well. Let's add that, what do you goblin lovers call it? Addendum to our deal. Can you have one of your people chain this fellow up? And she points to the person in the crowd who threw the spear, so we can throw spears at him later.
But didn't that work?
Yeah, later. We will deal with that later. Let's go and speak with the boss.
The person in the crowd is going to start running away. The angry troll is gonna say, Ashuta, Datuxa Tatasha. And
No time for a shooter. Let's go.
the troll lady will look at him and says, Atsuta, Atash. And he bows his head. He
Yeah, you
knows,
said
he
it,
knows
sir.
who is boss. And he is going to fall back in line. The bruisers feel a bit relieved, but also look at you with a horrified look that, yeah, you told these trolls, yeah, go ahead and spear a random civilian. No biggie.
I tell them I have everything under control. Alright?
So,
One had to shoot cannon, not control.
yeah, I'm going to count that as your stunt, by the way. Your stunt for this round. For this session, rather. The bruisers will look at you and say, so, you want us to go after that guy?
Oh.
The troll lady allows the entourage to continue walking, as in she starts walking, but she
Finally.
she tells you, Bladebeard, according to our new deal, if you do not have that impudent man to us, We gonna have to hunt him through your town. She continues to walk. She does not seem bothered by this concept.
Yeah, I continue walking as well.
The bruisers look absolutely horrified. And what do the other players do?
Bud just continues walking. He's not really gonna. It's not really his type to negotiate that sort of thing. He thinks that just spear the guy.
All right, mysterious blood elf.
Yeah, I just continue like having fun living this potentially goblin spearing adventure.
Oh Christ! I will say, mysterious blood elf. Even if you were to reveal yourself, you would not be the biggest concern of these bruisers right now. All right.
Awesome, win-win.
All right. You guys continue on to the Baron, or you could lead the troll lady somewhere else.
No.
All right. The crowd continues to give you a wide berth. There is some jeering in the crowd, but no one's stupid enough to throw spears. You see in the crowd the ethereals sort of look at you and say, "Most intriguing." And
I wave at them.
one of the guards waves back. Not the Nexus Lord though, he's above that sort of thing. And yeah, the crowd sort of parts ways, allowing you to go. There's a lot of tension, but there's some insults going out from both sides, but no weapons are flying. So you are able to reach the Salty Sailor without further incident, if that's what you want, where you want to go.
Alright. I will go in and, tell Baron what's going on. You two, Twinkles and Buhd, to stay outside and keep an eye on our troll friends.
1 minute, I messed up with something then. The troll lady is going to say, "This was not our agreement, Goblin Lava. You told me that you were going to take us straight to your Baron."
Yeah, he lives here. I'm going to.
Then, she's going to walk in by herself. And her trolls are going to follow.
I'm going to run to the Baron's office.
Well, you have to go through the bar first.
Yeah, I know.
Which of you would enter the tavern first? I have to ask.
Me, I guess.
Yeah, Bud's pretty behind. He's basically behind the troll guards at this point.
Well, I was thinking more so, would Bladebeard enter first, or would the trolls enter first?
Me.
All
I
right.
would try. Get first.
You rush ahead. You have like 5 seconds or maybe 10 seconds or so before the trolls come into view. Do you do anything to sort of soften the crowd?
Nope.
All right.
I go straight to the Baron.
Well, the crowd freezes in its tracks when a troll war band pops up into the inn.
It's only 5 trolls. I mean.
Yeah, but they're all dressed for war, and they look very out of place. Again,
Dressed for war is a vague term for trolls, since again they're naked.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. They're the innkeeper will run up to you. Well, let me just find the innkeeper. Here's the innkeeper. Say, Bladebeard, what the hell is going on?
We have some visitors, as you can see.
Visitors. Yeah.
Yeah.
I be here
Don't
to
worry.
meet with your Baron, little Goblin. He seems very scared.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him right now. I go to the Baron's.
She follows you. She does not wait. She follows you, by the way.
Alright.
Okay. Do you allow her? Does everyone else allow her?
Yeah.
If his captain's letting her, then Bud's not gonna do anything to stop her.
Okay. At this point, the crowd would sort of part ways and allow you to reach the Baron's Overlook. Let me just add everything in. Yeah, there's the background. And which again, I have to ask, which of you would go in first, you or the trolls?
Captain will go first.
All right.
I will go first.
All right. In the Baron's Overlook, you see Baron Revelgaz and Fleetmaster Seahorn. Catelyn of the Blade is not here, and he says, "Hey, Bladebeard, you managed to deal with the troll situation? You have
You know how you sent me to get the artifact and the goblin. Well, I brought you something else."
And at that point, the troll lady would walk in the scene, very tropey, and say, "Are you the Baron of this town?" The Baron is completely shocked and horrified. "What the hell are you doing, Bladebeard?"
Let me explain. She's fine. She killed few of the blood sail buccaneers. You know, she wants to help us.
She brought heads.
Yeah, she brought heads.
Would you guys have remembered to bring the heads?
I mean, honestly, Bud would have probably grabbed them if nobody else would have.
All right. Do you show the proof, or are you?
Yeah, he kind of just shakes the bag he has in front of everyone, jingling them almost.
Jesus Christ!
Show them, Bud.
No need.
They're really juicy.
I kind of retch a bit at the dripping bag.
Everyone in the room except the trolls are going to look at Bud with a horrified look.
I'll just give a thumbs up to the trolls.
One of the troll warriors gives a thumbs up back, and he says, "Blood sail tasty."
Bud kind of looks with a very astonished look of awe, so he kind of reaches in the bag to taste one.
Jesus!
Oh no!
All right, in the middle, the troll lady seems amused by this, and she is going to start talking to the Baron. However, the Baron, I want to have him roll his sort of constitution save, for lack of a better term, to see if he retches at this sight as well. What's his thingy?
At least it's not the first time he's seen a decapitated head.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a bit horrified, but he's not distracted enough. Fleetmaster Seahorn is also fine. What is everyone else's reaction to your good friend Bud suddenly starting to eat a human head?
I just look away.
My jaw is essentially on the floor, in shock.
Juicy, huh?
The Baron's gonna not the Baron. The Fleet Master is gonna say, "We're gonna have to talk about this later, Bladebeard."
Alright.
So, and the Baron's gonna look at the lady and say, "All right. I trust my captains. Well, at least I trusted them so far. So, what do you want?" And the troll lady is gonna say, "You people have stolen an artifact of ours. An artifact? Is this the artifact that the entire town is going on about?"
No, I don't think it's that one. something else. They want something else.
The troll lady is also just going to shrug, and she's gonna say, "One of my scouts detected one of your goblins took this artifact into your town a few weeks ago. Now, I want this artifact back." And the Baron is gonna stare kind of confused, because the only artifact that has come in recent weeks is the one everyone else is talking about, and since Bladebeard told him that it's not the same thing, he has...
Yeah, I don't know much about artifacts, but from what I heard, this artifact everybody is talking about is Titan in the nature, Titanic artifact, and they obviously want something voodoo, trollish, right?
The Baron and the Fleetmaster's eyes go very, very wide. It was one thing to have a suspicious auction in Booty Bay, even one that they weren't aware of. It's quite another to say that, oh yeah, the Titans may be involved somehow. And the troll lady is gonna say, it'd be bad voodoo, but it'd not be our voodoo. About 30 or so years ago, the orcs came to Strangleton Vale. Naturally, we slaughtered them. And one of the prizes we took from them was this artifact of yours. Now, we kept it very safe in our possession. It caused some problems when...
So it's not your artifact.
It be
You
our...
stole it.
It be
You
our
stole it from the
artifact.
orcs.
She looks very angry at you, and she sort of fixes you with a very stern look, and she says, "The orcs attacked us. We killed them. We looted them. It be simple. One of them, what the goblin lovers call it, warlocks. That's right. Had this with them. We took it, tried to use it. It caused some bad mojo. So we took it and hid it away. And then, a few weeks ago, one of your goblins stumbles in and took it from us. We want it back."
But it caused you trouble, you know. Why do you want it back?
It be for your own good as well. You do not want to use that artifact.
Well,
Don't go to me.
That's not on you to decide. Maybe we want this artifact.
I finally hear something that actually interests me, so I get closer to the group and try asking, what does it really do?
I'm going to have the Baron roll his careful to see if he notices something familiar about you. And could you roll your sneaky, because you're coming into view? Mr. Blood Elf?
Yeah, I'm typing.
Yeah, he notices that you look very, very familiar. He sort of looks at you, and because he got such a high roll, unless you want to spend fate points to bring up your roll.
Yeah, I think this was a bit sticky, so I'll use a fate point.
Okay, what aspect are you invoking? I will say that right now with the roll, with the difference that you guys have, he will know who you are. If you bring up your roll by a bit more, but still don't match him, he would think there's something familiar about you, he couldn't quite place it, and maybe he'll realize later. And then obviously if you beat him, he doesn't realize anything at all.
Yeah, I think I'll still use it. I guess I can try invoking my Adept in the Arcane Arts to kind of like make my disguise a bit more convincing. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll take that fate point off you. That brings you to a 4 versus his 5. Do you do anything else? You can spend more.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Then the Baron is going to look at you. He is looking at you for a very long time. Then he's going to shake his head and turn back to this insane conversation that's happening. Did you say something before I had this situation brought up?
I basically approached the group to essentially ask the troll priestess, what does the artifact do?
The troll priest. Well, at first, Mr. Bladebeard aggravated her, so she's very angry at him. And then she notices your question, and so much the better because she can just explain it all in one go. She looks at you, Mr. Blood Elf. Then she looks back at the dwarf because the dwarf annoyed her, and she's going to say, "This artifact is a gateway to we do not know what, to bad mojo. When we used it, it brought." She sort of shudders a little bit. It brought bad mojo. You do not want to deal with it. And we are not saying this because we care about you, but rather we do not want that sort of thing in Stranglethorn Vale.
Demons, then.
She will shrug, say, if that's what the goblin friend term is, that's what the goblin friend term is.
I kind of ponder for a moment and go silent.
Okay. It was not like the magic of the orcs. It was different, yet similar. It was bad mojo anyway. And for all of our protection, we want the artifact to keep it safe.
Baron?
The Baron is dumbfounded at the situation, and he's going to say, well, problem is, we're also looking for this artifact. And as the troll lady will look at him quizzically, he'll say, that goblin is not one of our people. And he's not working with our people. Well, except for the dwarf over there. The troll lady will look at you very quizzically, Mr. Bladebeard. And the Baron is going to say, just let us find this artifact. Please go away with all of your war bands. And we'll bring this artifact to you. Trust me, we don't want to deal with this bad mojo of yours. The troll lady will sort of look at him quizzically and then turn to the dwarf. What is your relation with this goblin that bought this artifact?
I don't know him. I believe I met him like a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago.
Well, if it be 2 minutes ago, then we should still be able to find him. Now, Baron, we had a bit of a deal with your dwarven... what's the term? Captain. Yeah, that's right. We had a bit of a deal. When we were coming towards you, one of your people so ungraciously threw a spear at one of my people. And your dwarven captain here allowed us to look for him in your city. We're gonna look for this man in our city. And we're also gonna look for the goblin that stole from us. Is that acceptable to you? The Baron has a very horrified look at his face, and with each word that the troll lady is speaking, his horror grows more and more and more. He's sort of speechless at the moment, and Fleetmaster Seahorn is going to turn to you, Mr. Bladebeard, and say, what the hell did you do?
No, I just promised them that they'll be able to speak with the Baron. Nothing else. They should. Hey, troll, you should leave now.
Captain Lie.
She will nod with approval towards the ogre. The Baron is more and more horrified by the second.
He promises, Captain. Bad.
Alright, I told them they could throw a spear at the guy who threw a spear at them.
That's right. Bud is.
Yeah,
I was
go
just
ahead,
gonna.
Skull.
I was just gonna say, Bud's just been munching on these heads like popcorn. By the way, while listening to this whole thing.
It is very disturbing.
But stop that, stop that.
It tastes good though.
Jesus
it?
Christ.
They give crunch and they go down like slides.
Oh my God.
The Baron is still horrified. He
Alright,
That's his-
alright, one spear. They can throw one spear.
You realize that the spear throwing part is not the main problem. The problem is having trolls rampage through the city in the attempt of throwing that spear.
I don't.
The Baron is going to pause, and he's going to reach into his back pocket and pick up a flask. He's going to take a very deep drink. The trolls are just staring at him, waiting very patiently. Fleetmaster Seahorn seems to be debating to do the same thing. Do you do anything while the Baron is sort of
I
composing
do
himself?
the same thing.
Huh?
I do the same thing. I drink something.
Okay, and the troll will say, goblins and goblin lovers are the same. Alright. And the Baron's going to finish his drink and say, look, can't you just trust us? Bladebeard, did you see this guy who threw the spear at these people?
Did I? I did, right?
Yeah, it was a fairly prolonged exchange, but he looked fairly generic. He doesn't even have an NPC model yet, so he will be very hard to find.
I bet they remember, especially that guy, and I point toward the troll that was.
You are really intent
the
on
angriest.
having these trolls rampage through the sea. All right, I have nothing against that as a GM, but I'm just saying that this is what's going to happen. This is the direction you're taking the story in. All right.
Alright.
The Baron is going to shake his head incredulously. He's going to pause, sort of put it, sort of facepalm a bit, rest a bit. The troll leader will say, "We await your decision, Baron." The Baron's going to sigh and say, "Fine, but please only kill that person. Seahorn, go.
They don't need to kill him. They just need to throw a spear at him.
That'd be true.
Eh?
However, it'd be a lot more difficult to throw a spear if the target be moving. You know what I mean?
Well, you were moving when he threw a spear.
Were they moving? Yeah, I guess they were moving, but they were only walking. She's saying that he would be running. Well, whatever. The trolls are going to ignore this anyway. The Baron looks exasperated and says, "Seahorn, go with them. Please make sure they don't do anything. Take however many of the bruisers you think is necessary." The Baron seems extremely exasperated since the bruiser force is already overextended, but a Gurubashi war party is not something he wants to leave be in the middle of Buhd Bay. Alright, you guys, the trolls nod their heads in approval, and the troll lady says, "I knew you would be seeing sense." And she turns to leave, and Fleetmaster Seahorn will also turn to leave. Do you guys do anything?
Bud waves goodbye. Big old blood mess on his mouth.
Yeah, the troll who gave you a thumbs up also waves you goodbye, and one of the other trolls sort of elbows him to get going.
My friend.
I say to Baron, "See, I think I."
What the hell do you
handled
think
this-
you were thinking, Bladebeard? What the hell?
I think I handled this situation perfectly.
You brought a troll warband into my city.
Warband? It's 5 people.
Yeah, and you know how many goblins they are able to kill. Especially that weird troll lady. She creeps me the hell
You know,
out.
our
Should give
bruisers
juicy
are,
heads.
bruisers are pretty tough. You know, there were some space mummy people, and they weren't able to hit.
I interrupt Bladebeard, put a hand on his shoulder, and tell him just don't tell that story.
The Baron
Uh,
is face palming. Then, when you mention the mummy people, he's looking at you in a very confused manner. And at this point, nothing seems to surprise me. Surprise him, rather. And he's going to say, if you bring this artifact and the goblin to me, I will consider letting bygones be bygones. But until then, get the hell out of my office!
Alright, I get the hell out of his office.
Alright. And much in the same way as our previous session ended, I think this is an interesting spot to end this particular session, if you guys agree.
This
All right.
Yeah,
is disastrous.
I think it went great.
Yeah, well, on the plus side, you learn some aspects about the artifact, or maybe there's two artifacts, you're not entirely sure. Now, on the downside, you allow the troll warband into the city, and the Baron sort of recognized this mysterious blood oath, but there are so many other things on his mind that he has no room for another situation on his head. And he sort of gave Bladebeard an ultimatum. Yeah. So what did you guys think? You brought this on yourselves, I should mention this. I did not foresee that you would actually let the trolls into the city.
Yeah, I thought they would be more civil, but that was my mistake.
So you
They're after all savages.
you were going on the presumption that you were going to allow a bunch of evil trolls into the city. All right.
Wow.
I mean, I don't really mind some goblin casualties.
Yeah.
Less people looking for me, I guess.
Yeah, in the mayhem with people and trolls throwing spears at people. Sure, I think.
Trolls didn't throw spears.
No, I'm saying what's
If
going to
anything-
happen.
If anything, I can just run away with Archmage Woman, I guess.
If she wants to run away with you. Thankfully, she was not in the tavern when all of this was going on. Otherwise, things would have exploded even more. All right. Any other final thoughts on how this session went? Also, we learned some very disturbing things about Buhd.
They told him that if you tell Buhd they taste really good, he's gonna do it. And that's what the Gurubashi told him. You know, he was like, "Yeah, these human heads taste, well, not human heads, but these humans taste good." So Bud's like, "Oh, that's a great idea."
I don't think I'll ever turn into a human again.
I almost gonna have Bud like offer one of the heads to Mr. Twinkles.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm fine.
He's gonna like shake the head like, "You want one?"
We can save that interaction for next time, I suppose.
Hey, he's still got plenty in there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He probably was chopping on them on the way out.
Well,
Yeah, she said 10 heads, right?
He ate like
yeah.
3 of them.
I think my prediction is that Buhd won't exist by the end of the campaign.
I am starting to take that possibility into account as well. How should I say this? Well, if Buhd Bay burns down, at least 2 of you will have, well, 1 of you rather will have a future of the Gurubashi. What can I say?
Bud gets us in the Gurubashi.
I mean, I can turn into a troll as well, I guess.
You can, but only for a limited amount of time. Speaking of which, your Orb of Deception sort of allows you to go, say, until 1 hour after the auction, and then you will have to like find a place to hide and recharge. Unless you,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Um,
All right.
wasn't there a house on fire, by the way, due to the whole ethereal thing.
Oh, yeah. I guess that did happen as well.
There's the first step.
Yeah. Well, I presume that people have put out a fire, but I'll make a note to bring it up into the future. What else can I say? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, especially there's even some characters that appeared in episode 1 that haven't appeared in this episode. So I just made a note, house on fire. All right, duly noted. So yeah, I guess we will see you guys next week. This was a very, very fun session. I guess we should like go around the table and plug our stuff once again. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Should we go in alphabetical order?
That works fine.
Okay. DoomGoblin?
Yeah. I'm DoomGoblin. You can find me on Twitter at DoomGoblin.
And there's also a
That's
bunch
it.
of links on the screen and in the description.
Yep.
And well, again, I'm Sir Thompshire, both on YouTube and Twitter. I do machinima sometimes, and yeah, that's all, like, essentially. Skoll.
And you have some war drums in the background, speaking of Gurubashi trolls, I guess.
Yeah. I'm Skoll Shorties, as you already know, as this is going to be on my channel, but I do machinima and lore discussion videos for the most part. So, yeah.
And I was your game master Teeironor. This session was absolutely insane. I do videos on pretty much niche Warcraft lore topics. And this is a very fun campaign to do. My YouTube and my Twitter are on screen. They're basically both my name. Alright, take us out, Skoll.
All right. We'll see you guys next time then. So, see ya.
Goodbye.
Yeah.